still have another speaker or not? Chẳng nói xa nè việc mình tự sắp tay là giấy phía sau Anh Lê trong có xong anh nhàn giấy chỉ phía sau Anh Lê đây vâng bây giờ rồi trong xua sầm đồ từ bộ con nâng sầm rồi mà còn tái bong bóng đừng xua sầm đồ từ việc mình mối rồi có việc mình đã ở kia chỉ phía sau Khmer đại sa miền cả bỏ phải I'm just saying continue in English, and when the participants ask questions in Khmer, you have to use the earset to understand the questions. Okay. Since I think there's not much time left, I'll probably open the opportunity to the floor to ask questions. If I'm supposed to ask each of the speakers a question, but then we may run out of time for the participants. So, you mind if I just give the floor to the participants? And if no questions, then I will ask some of you. ឥឡូវខ្ញុំសូមទុកឱកាសឲ្យបងប្អូនអ្នកចូលរួមទាំងអស់អាដាមអស់លោកស្រីទាំងអស់បើមានសំណួរពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងវាគ្មិនណាមួយឬក៏ទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមលើកឡើងបាទនិយាយជាខ្មែរក៏បានក្នុងរសៀលនេះគឺយើងមានបទបង្ហាញដល់ទៅ4បាទនៅជុំវិញរឿងទី1គេហៅឧស្សាហកម្ម 4.0 ដែលជាវិស័យជំហានឧស្សាហកម្មចុងក្រោយគេបាទហើយបន្ទាប់មកយើងមានបទបង្ហាញរបស់លោក Andrew Tay បាទគាត់ក៏និយាយអំពីឧស្សាហកម្មនេះដែរជំហានឧស្សាហកម្មបច្ចុប្បន្នដែរហើយទី3យើងមានវាគ្មិនលោកជូនជីកតុងគាត់បាននិយាយអំពីរចនាសម្ព័ន្ធថ្លៃនៅក្នុងឧស្សាហកម្មកាត់ដេររបស់គាត់ហើយនឹងបញ្ហាប្រឈមដើម្បីលើកកម្ពស់ផលិតភាពរបស់ជាតិយើងមកចុងក្រោយមិញនេះគឺលោកយ៉ាវដុងស៊ូគាត់បាននិយាយអំពីនីតិវិធីក្នុងការនាំកម្មករខ្មែរចេញទៅកូរ៉េនិងអំពីការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលជំនាញនៅប្រទេសកូរ៉េនិងអំពីជំនាញរបស់កម្មករខ្មែរយើងដែលមកប្រទេសយើងវិញក្រោយធ្វើការនៅកូរ៉េកន្លងមកមាន 70000 នាក់ហើយតើគាត់អាចគួរធ្វើអីបានខ្លះហើយនឹងជួយដល់ការរួមចំណែកផលិតភាពនៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយ៉ាងម៉េចខ្លះចាំបើមានសំណួរសូមលើកឡើងបាទសូមងើបឈរតែម្ដងបើមានសំណួរ
Hello.
បាទសូមបង្ហាញពីឈ្មោះផងហើយ
Yes. Good afternoon. I'm Ratana. Okay, I'm just straight to the point. For the first presenter, I would like to ask one question regarding Industry 4.0. Okay, you mentioned about the smart factory. It reduced employment, actually, you know, the manpower. It's just like we hand over our job to technology, robot, and then we reduce the worker, you know, the labor. And our government is trying to improve, to get a job more and more for the people. But now we're going to reduce the job. We're going to use technology to replace, you know, for the, human. So what we're going to do to handle this problem, you know, we're going to get opportunity for people, for employment. But for the smart factory is we're going to reduce the employment. We're going to use robot or technology replace human instead, actually. So how can we handle this problem? Thank you.
Okay. In the other word, in the other side of Industry 4.0 is to generate the employment which is related to technologies. Okay. Obviously, yes, the skill-based work is being migrated to technology-based used. Okay. You still need a lot of people who can work on the machineries, inventing creativity and innovation. If you actually look at the entire world, the world is moving towards innovation. Okay, therefore, the competitiveness comes into the form of innovation. We are evident to the companies which operates the large number of cab services without owning any cab, which is an innovation. Okay, the industry is moving towards that. Yes, there is a shift. I would like to say that there is a shift of the job from a skill level to a different kind of a skill level into managing the machines, creating new things, creating new processes, automating new processes. There's still a lot of employment which is available in that segment. So therefore, there's not a much of worry of reducing or losing the job, but however, shifting a human potential to a different level. That's what I see in the Industry 4.0. Okay, possibly we might need a lot of engineers, especially electronics engineers and mechanical engineers who can connect, and information technology engineers. And that gives our educational systems or any country's educational system to support this labor-intensive market to move into this. I would say a huge amount of opportunity to fill up that.
Right. If I may add, it would require a different skill set, right? For Industry 4.0. You're saying that demand for labor is still there, but it would be different skill set that is demanded.
Yes.
So it would be a higher skill, not labor-intensive industry. I think a lot of factories that have moved to Cambodia because they want to benefit from our cheaper cost of labor. And that's why they came here. If they just need a higher skill, less people, but with higher skill to command the machines, maybe they don't have to come to Cambodia. What do you think?
Not necessarily, actually. Yes. If you actually look at even the Industry 4.0, we are talking about today, the journey is roughly about 15 to 20 years to come to the actual revolution. Okay, it's the same speed or possibly slightly higher speed when everybody has worried about, the domestic sewing machines. If you remember, now it has moved into an industrial sewing machines. There were a lot of people who were doing this job. Now, with the new automated machines may reduce their job, but in fact, it has created more jobs. Okay, yes, people learned it as a way we learning the mobile usage of the mobile. Okay, much of a training program is not required to move this. We have all learned this. Yes, there's a higher skill level is required, but I'm not very skeptical about it. In learning without skills are very tough. It's very easy to do it.
មកកលោកគ្នាយើងខ្លះស្ដាប់បកប្រែមិនតាន់សំណួរថាតើបើសិនជាថ្ងៃក្រោយគេប្រើម៉ាស៊ីនស្វ័យប្រវត្តិច្រើនប្រើមនុស្សយន្តអីចឹងនៅក្នុងឧស្សាហកម្ម 4.0 ហ្នឹងថាតើវានឹងប៉ះពាល់ដល់បាត់បង់ការងារធ្វើឲ្យមនុស្សអត់ការងារធ្វើសិតតែមនុស្សយន្តអ្នកធ្វើការហើយអញ្ចឹងយ៉ាងម៉េចទៅអនាគតការងារយើងហើយគាត់ថាមិនអីទេវានឹងបង្កើតការងារដដែលទេគ្រាន់តែថាការងារប្រភេទថ្មីព្រោះការបញ្ជាម៉ាស៊ីនហ្នឹងក៏ត្រូវការមនុស្សដែរអញ្ចឹងវាមានការងារផ្សេងទៀតច្រើនដែរតែអាចមានជំនាញផ្សេងគឺតើមានជំនាញអីមួយដើម្បីបញ្ជាម៉ាស៊ីនដែរមិនដឹងថាយើងឥឡូវហ្នឹងកាត់ដេរសម្លៀកបំពាក់យើងអ្នកទៅដេរទៅអីតែម្ដងចុះបើសិនជាម៉ាស៊ីនគេអ្នកដេរស្វ័យប្រវត្តិហើយយើងអ្នកទៅមើលអាចថានៅវិចខ្ចប់ខ្លះក៏មិនដឹងអីមិនដឹងណាប៉ុន្តែជាទូទៅក្នុងពិភពលោកទាំងមូលមានការសិក្សាដែរគេថាវានឹងបង្កើតការងារផ្សេងទៀតបាទមិនមែនថាមនុស្សយើងអត់ការងារធ្វើអត់មានលុយចាយគ្រប់គ្នាទៅជាអត់មានចំណូលអីដូចជាមិនដល់ថ្នាក់នោះទេយើងកុំបារម្ភអីប៉ុន្តែត្រូវតែរៀនឲ្យចេះដែរ Okay, any other questions បាទសូមចេញ
My name is Ratha. I am a representative for Global Source in Cambodia. Global Source is the giant advertising company which help to engage between supplier, producer, and international buyer through two platforms. Which one is trade show, another one is on the e-commerce side. And right now I am helping Cambodia supplier and producer to export product to international buyers. So I have two questions regarding to the productivity and the growth of the manufacturer and the government in Cambodia. I have the friend who from Bangladesh, also Nepal, and they work as an engineer in Cambodia, and they found out that the senior level, the engineer, are all the foreigners, not in the Cambodian themselves. So this is the challenge for Cambodia. So how can we, improve and develop more human resource in the higher skill, like the engineering or electronics, something like that, to support our manufacturing in Cambodia? The first question. I heard the Indian consultant, he also mentioned about that. But I want to, how can we improve for the training center that would build the higher skill like that? The second question is regarding to the investment in Cambodia. As you see, most of the factory and the manufacturers owned by the foreigners. And about 5% are only Cambodian. Sometimes they co-investment with the foreigners. So how can we motivate and encourage more Cambodian investor to be the owner of the factory or manufacturer, something like that? It compared to Vietnam, I think Vietnam is owned about 40% as the Vietnamese people, and only 60% is foreigners. So if we own by Cambodian, I think it's much more benefit to Cambodia, because we have the sales department, we have a lot of investment in Cambodia. So thank you for my two questions.
Last question. No.
Regarding the skill development, I just would like to give you a live example, since you mentioned about India. What Indian government has done that is they created a National Skill Development Corporation, a governing body, which is responsible for developing skills, a similar way what Korea is doing it. And under this, different categories different industries are classified, like apparel industry, and then footwear industry, textile industry, and then automobile industry, different industries. Roughly about 90 different industries were classified. And each one of them has a sector skill council. Their job responsibility is to how do we impart the skill and as well as enhance the skill. As a national level framework has been done, and it's being conducted since last 5-6 years. I'm not very sure, but yes, last 5-6 years it's been done. So there's an emphasis given on improving their skill level, and slowly people started learning it. Like electronic machines, which were very difficult earlier stages to handle. A structured training program basically helps us to upgrade our skill levels. So similarly, if I go back, many countries, when China structurally wanted to upgrade their skills from apparel industry to electronic industry, there's a lot of schemes to enhance this skills which established and implemented, and eventually the skill level of the industry has been upgraded. So upgradation of the program is very much available. And similarly, we asked about the other question is how do we get the ownership of Cambodian companies? One is a government policy, leave it to the stakeholders of the country. And second one is how India did it is a lot of joint venture companies like automobile segment. India actually got the technology from Korea, Japan, and America. And today we are also producing on our own indigenous. It's like Tata and Bajaj and TVS are the today's witness of 25, 30 years back, it doesn't exist. And this has been done with the joint venture companies to co-own and then finally own. So that's a technology transformation, I would say.
sorry to say that. Generally, the people in Cambodia are more a bit relaxed. Okay, and when it comes to working, I'm not saying all, but generally, the commitment level are not too much. Of course, that is only one part. The other part is, just now I mentioned about, it starts from the beginning. When you are young, you don't have a proper or suitable or education. So when you grow up, generally you are lacking in many ways. So in order to succeed, even either in doing a business or to work in an organization to be the top executive, you need to be all round. You need to know a lot of things. That's why I say basic education is very important. So if you have children, make sure they have good basic education from the beginning, not when they are 20 years old. I think when 20 years old, generally it's too late. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay, I like to touch up on the training part. Okay, is that in Cambodia, we have a very strong association. It's called Government Manufacturing Association of Cambodia. We set up Cambodian Government Training Institute. The purpose of setting up this training institute is we want to train as many Cambodians in this industry. That's why this center is being set up by our members. So we want to build the new generations. But the most important thing, the challenge is right now is our young people are not looking at this industry as part of the vocational skill job. You see, even that right now, the students all have that kind of perceptions. After grade 12, all the family, they want the children to be lawyers, doctors, or whatever, banking. But they don't look at vocational training. In fact, right now, Cambodia is moving up to the next level. So we have a lot of vocational job around. That's why some of the Cambodians go far to Korea to learn this skill. It's the only thing that the mindset has to be changed. You see? So if you want to build an entrepreneurship in this industry, it takes a lot of effort, and as what Chun say, you have to start with the right way. And investing in government industry is not talking about 10,000, 20,000, it's talking about millions. So then you also need to have a group of talented Cambodians are willing to join this industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? If no, let me connect to our Korean speaker. He mentioned that some workers choose to go to Korea instead of going to the garment industry or attend TVET training because there's a higher income to be made. And you also showed us quite a number of people, 72,000 have been to Korea and they work there. If you could tell us a bit more about what skills they learned in Korea, and when they are back, maybe hopefully they can apply the skills. But has there been any study to find out how the return workers apply their skills and make a living in Cambodia? Thank you.
Yeah. Most of all, many Cambodians want to work in Korea. So I also a little sorry about that because they have to pass the EPS topic, and also we have to protect Korea's job market, and also we have to protect Korean job seekers also. So our government control the total amount about the immigrant workers. So I usually said to Cambodian workers when they start to Korea before, I said, first of all, it is also common sense about everyone who want to work in other countries. They have to understand about the culture to where they go. So many Cambodian workers feel difficult to stay in Korea about the difference of culture. And second is ability of languages. Even they pass the Korean test, many Cambodian workers feel difficult to communication because I think that it's caused by different structure, language structure between Korean and Khmer languages. So many Cambodians study hard to learn Korean. So I know that, but many Cambodian workers don't have enough skills Korean languages. And the second is basic the technical about their jobs duty. Many Cambodian workers have to work manufacturing sector. So almost the Cambodian workers from province, they don't about that area's knowledge before. Just pass the EPS topic, and they want to a lot of money earning. So also almost the country's workers also same feeling, but I think that most of all, I think important things is knowledge and culture's understanding. And finally, when they come back to Cambodia, I think I also suggest by my presentation, so they have to learn about job transfer training. They have to learn because there are many regions. Originally, they are not skilled workers, non-skilled workers. So even they spend 4 years in Korea, had a lot of experience, not technology. Technology need a lot of study, learning, experience, just experience. So they have a lot of experience in Korean company. So it is good, very excellent. It is a good process. But if somebody work in Korea like a welding factory, but they don't have like that job in Cambodia. So in Cambodia, there are no many welding company like Korea. So it will assist to transfer similar job. So we have to assist about the basic vocational training, and then they will act more and more efficiently because they have a lot of experience, like Korea, developed countries factory area. So they easily be good workers, and then they also cause another workers to their knowledge and basic technical knowledge, and they can sharing about that to another workers at their work process. So it is very simple, but I know that in Cambodia there are almost 70,000 persons who experience in Korean workplaces. It's not small sizes. It's good resources in Cambodia. Use them to your workplaces. Not just their experience. A little assistance, they will a good activity for Cambodian economic and Cambodian company. Yeah, I think.
Thank you. Any questions? មានអ្នកណាចង់សួរសំណួរអីទៀតទេសូមអញ្ជើញអូខេនៅខាងក្រោយណាបាននារីមួយខ្ញុំសូមគោរពដល់នេះខ្ញុំសូមគោរពដល់ជប់បងអូននិយាយជាខ្មែរហ៎ចា please put on your earset she's going to speak in Khmer you have an earset okay នេះខ្ញុំសូមគោរពដល់លោកពូវិក្កាមិននិងភ្ញៀវកិត្តិយសទាំងអស់នេះខ្ញុំឈ្មោះអាំយ៉ងមកពី SOS ភូមិកុមារភ្នំពេញសំណួរគឺនៅពេលដែលបច្ចេកវិទ្យាទំនើបជឿនលឿនតើមានផលវិជ្ជមាននិងអវិជ្ជមានបែបណាខ្លះសូមអរគុណ Just when technologies are advanced what are the advantages and disadvantages your
advantages advanced technology okay when the technology goes up okay one is a learning curve for adopting the new technologies and it also all the technologies whichever is coming it up it moves to speed or doing a process in a very short period of time so basically we are trying to speed up our own process time. So coping up of that, basically a lot of technologies faces a challenge because of people, the speed at which they cope up. So the advantage is, yes, you can be a very, very competitive in the business, innovative, which makes a lot of money. Alibaba and Amazon, where a lot of technologies embracing happens in this businesses, moving completely from traditional mass manufacturing to on-demand manufacturing, which is a complete shift based on completely technology. Okay, slowly we will be mingled with the technology the way we mingled with the banking sector. Earlier, we used to go to the bank to withdraw the money. Today, we only need use of a mobile phone to transfer it, and we never had a very proper education. So slowly, the technology will start embarrassing, but it's a time to it. So the advantages is innovative, and you will be very competitive in the business. The disadvantages is, yes, a struggle to cope up. Whoever cope up that's fast will win the race, and the infrastructure which is required to embrace the technologies is another challenging and it's a difficulty. And disadvantages, again the disadvantages is many people will become an absolute. That's another way. I mean, you won't see a bullock carts now, which used to be many people operating this many years back. We don't have that now. Moved into tuk-tuk, taxi, we may be ending up with helicopters in the future. So the disadvantage is, yes, it's going to be an absolute earning for few people. So that's a disadvantage.
So may I also ask, from the point of view of GMAC on Korea, do you think you will require less labor from Cambodia in favor for better technologies, Industry 4.0? I mean, the automation and robots can replace a lot of labor. In the future, do you envision that Korea will need to import less labor? The same for GMAC. Do you think GMAC is shifting for better technologies in the future?
Let me explain a little bit. Technology is always more advantage than less technology, okay? But of course, we have to look at cost, okay? It's always cost and benefit. For example, just one example, 16, 17 years ago, there was a European who came over to Cambodia looking at starting up some factories, printing factories. And he asked, he visited some of our factories. We are using hand print, yeah? He say, how come you all don't use machines? I said, our workers' minimum wages is about 45 per month. I said, oh, okay. Then there's no point to put in high-tech machines, expensive machine when if your labor cost is still affordable. It's always there. So over the years, when the labor cost increase, and then the technology are more advanced, the automation machines or equipments are getting more and more affordable. Then you start to change. It's always you strike the balance in between. There's no definite answers for any time. It depends on the locations. It depends on when. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Industry 4.0 is faced all over the world. So in Korea also considering about that. So somebody asked the questions. It faced to another failure for job seeking, losing many job opportunities. So I think that normally we think about that, but many automations and efficiency job working is caused by many opportunities, another opportunities make. And we can also doing many kind of job like originally creative activities and more productivities and like that. So in cases Korea faces like a Grab taxis. So in Korea also use the taxi drivers car now, not Grab. So maybe some company now operating the service like Grab. So many taxi drivers demonstrated to government how we can survive. So I think that that is a process to improvement. So even taxi driver want to alive, they have to innovation their service, the competitive to the Grab service, and they can survive also. So like that. So I think that foreign workers policy also now faced many issues caused by for. So Korea government now considering the new plans for vocational training and competency development policy also, and maybe it is both sides, positive and negative side. So both sides we can make a lot of new jobs, and second, we also have to considering the job seekers' opportunities and how we can carry on the both side balancing. So it is important in any countries.
Thank you. Since time is up, so we should end the session now. But may I speak a few things in Khmer? បាទយើងអស់ពេលហើយអញ្ចឹងយើងមកដល់វគ្គបញ្ចប់នេះហើយខ្ញុំសូមបញ្ចេញមតិបន្តិចនៅក្នុងប្រធានបទរឿងបច្ចេកវិទ្យាហើយនឹងពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងការងារមិញដូចលោកខាងនេះមានប្រសាសន៍ចឹងកាលណាពលកម្មយើងនៅធូរថ្លៃគឺគេចង់ប្រើពលកម្មជាងម៉ាស៊ីនព្រោះបច្ចេកវិទ្យាម៉ាស៊ីនអស់ហ្នឹងវាថ្លៃដែរប៉ុន្តែបើសិនជាពលកម្មឡើងថ្លៃខ្ពស់ពេលនោះហើយបានជាគេចាប់ផ្ដើមជ្រើសរើសរកទិញម៉ាស៊ីនវិញជំនួសឲ្យពលកម្មអាហ្នឹងវាមានយូរមកហើយបាទគ្រាន់តែថាទៅមុខទៀតវាកាន់តែងាយបច្ចេកវិទ្យាកាន់តែជឿនលឿនឧស្សាហកម្មដែលប្រើអ៊ីនធឺណិតប្រតិប្រព័ន្ធគ្នាអីងាយកាន់តែច្រើនវាបង្កឲ្យមានភាពងាយស្រួលក្នុងការប្រើម៉ាស៊ីនកាន់តែមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពខ្ពស់ជាងមុនអញ្ចឹងគឺអាស្រ័យលើពលកម្មយើងដែរខ្ញុំថាបើសិនជាយើងខំរៀនជំនាញ បងប្អូនក្មេងៗហ្នឹងខំរៀនជំនាញឲ្យច្បាស់លាស់ថែមទៀតទៅពេលនោះកុំភ័យខ្លាចថាម៉ាស៊ីនមកជំនួសការងាររបស់យើងអាចបញ្ជាម៉ាស៊ីននឹងបានទៀតបាទអញ្ចឹងឥឡូវខ្ញុំសូមបញ្ចប់ប៉ុណ្ណឹងហើយសូមអញ្ជើញជួយអបអរសាទរដល់វាគ្មិនទាំង4រូបដែលបានចែករំលែកបទចំណេះនៅចំណេះដឹងព័ត៌មានល្អៗសម្រាប់យើងបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមបញ្ជូនផ្ទេរពេលវេលាទៅជូនខាង MC
ចាសូមថ្លែងអំណរគុណលោកច័ន្ទសុផលចាចំពោះការចំណាយពេលវេលាដ៏មានតម្លៃសម្របសម្រួលនៅការជជែកពិភាក្សាដ៏គួរឲ្យចាប់អារម្មណ៍នេះចា Thank you very much everyone for the great panel discussion. Next there will be the presentation of token of appreciation to our guest speakers as well as the moderator. So may I now invite Mr. Robert Wang, Deputy Chairman of GMAC, to the stage in order to present the token of appreciation to our guest speakers, please. So the first token of appreciation will be given to Mr. Andrew Tay, Director of CGIT. Sorry. Director of Cambodian Government Training Institute. Next, Mr. Chun Ik Tong from Top Sport Cambodia. And next is Mr. Shri Raajkhaanth, founder and CEO of Vector Consultancy. And then Mr. Yu Dong-Soo, Director of EPS Center in Cambodia. And last but not least, the gift for our moderator, Mr. Chansapal. So once again, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to the guest speakers as well as the moderator for your time sharing us this great panel discussion. You may return to your seat. Thank you.